Hi, Sala. How you going?
Good.
My name's Cam.
Hi, Ken.
Welcome to Cobra Kai Community Services. It's really nice to meet you. You've just moved to town, have you?
Yeah,
Right,
just
okay.
about 2 weeks ago.
Right, and where did you move up from?
I've been to go.
Beautiful. I'm from Melbourne myself,
Oh,
so
really?
it's a lot warmer up here. We've moved to a different part of the
Yeah,
world.
it's so hot.
You're getting used to it?
Kind of. Yeah,
Right,
getting
okay.
there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, listen, I'm really glad you came. I'm so sorry. I'll be 2 seconds. Beauty. So there's some water for you,
Thank you.
Sala. Yeah, so it's a different world up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's already, but it's good to get away from Bendigo.
Yeah, good stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that you've booked yourself in here to speak to us.
yeah,
As I said, my name's Cam. I'm a support worker.
yeah.
What my role is in this situation is to be a support for you and work with you to go through what's happening in life and to work at looking at different services that we can refer you to make it even better and see how we go with that, and we'll monitor as we go through,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can kick some goals.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful. So you've just been up here for a couple of months. I've got a little bit of information given to me here, saying that you struggle a little bit with anxiety.
Yeah, I've got really bad anxiety. It's been like this for quite a while.
Yeah, cool. Well, listen, I know it's tough, but a lot of people do suffer from anxiety and depression and all those kind of mental health issues. Look, I've struggled with anxiety and depression all my life, so
Have you?
yeah. So don't think you're alone, and don't think that it's crazy or anything like that, because massive population, a percentage of the population has this drama, and I know it's like it could be debilitating.
It's just hard.
Yeah, cool. So I'm so happy that you've come here. It's great
Thank
news.
you.
It's the first step, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you.
So what we're going to do, this is our first little meeting. So what we'll do today, if it's cool with you,
Hmm.
is firstly, before we head any further,
Yeah.
everything we do here revolves around the Privacy Act of 1988. So anything that is said between you and I is completely confidential, goes to no one else apart from you and I.
Is that true?
100%. Oh yeah,
Okay,
nothing,
awesome.
absolutely nothing. It's just and any information notes that I take
Yeah.
I always lock it up securely in the filing cabinet over here.
Okay, so no one knows.
No one else can get it. The
Okay.
only person who's got a key is me.
Okay.
The only time that we would be sharing any of your confidentiality
Mm.
is if you've given consent to that.
Okay, that's cool.
So if it goes to another service and you've agreed that okay, that's cool, we can pass it over.
Makes me happy.
Absolutely. So we're going to do absolutely nothing without your consent. And you're running the show here. I'm here to help you. So whatever we do here, it's totally your gig, and I am just here for support. So yeah, again, so everything's completely confidential unless, and of course, unless you uh,
Um,
get aggressive and start assaulting staff and stuff like that, or something like that, or tell me of a crime which is out of control.
Yeah,
Obviously, we're going to tell the authorities then. But apart from that, it's everything's just between you and I.
that makes me feel a bit better.
Awesome,
Thank
beautiful,
you.
cool. Sorry, I've just got glasses. Uh, so we'll do a little assessment today, if that's all right with you, just to see where we are with life and see how we can help.
A
So
bit of anxiety about that though.
yeah, cool, absolutely. So do your best to relax, but just always remember that I'm not judging you, no one's judging you, and I know it's a debilitating illness, so don't. I'm on your side. Always
Thanks.
remember that. And if there's any questions I ask you that you don't feel comfortable answering, please just let me. Don't you don't have to say or do or answer anything that you don't want to do so. So the assessment today is just like I'm just going to ask you a few questions about certain aspects of life, medical situations, financial situations,
Yeah.
life experiences, maybe you're suffering a bit of trauma.
Hmm.
Again, nothing. If you don't want to tell me anything, please don't. But if you're comfortable talking about that, then we can write that down and use that together to try and get ahead of things. So this whole assessment is all about me just finding out a little bit more about you, and so we can then collaborate together to find the appropriate services to help out. Okay,
Sounds
cool.
good.
So again, if you're feeling under pressure, just please let me know,
Thanks, Kim.
and we will go through this nice and gently and smoothly at your pace. And you're the boss here. I'm just here to help.
Thanks, cool.
Cool. So as far as far as my role goes, I have a duty of care to you, which basically I need to, if we can see any foreseeable harm in the future, it's my role to do my best to keep you away from those situations. And we work together to achieve that as well. So, if you got family back in Bendigo, have you got family up here, or how's that
I've
work?
got no family here. I
Right.
do have family in Bendigo, but my mum's just a bitch.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, I don't.
Rightio. And so you're born and bred in Bendigo, and that's
Yeah.
right, okay. And so, do you mind me asking what brought you up to this neck of the woods?
I've got some friends here.
Right.
That are they've been really good. They're older.
Right.
And they've been really good because I did have a bit of a drug problem in Bendigo.
Yeah, no worries.
And they've been really supportive and given me a room
Right.
for a little while.
Beautiful. How are you going with the drugs now? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
still smoking a bit of weed.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I've been, off the meth for a while.
And how long have you been off it?
I'd say for about 4 months.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well done. That's congratulations. It's a beautiful move. So again, totally up to you, but we might look at some different alcohol and other drug counsellors that we might get you in touch with, and we'll go through a whole list of those, and you can decide which one suits you the best, if any at all.
Yeah. It's a bit hard at the moment to just.
Absolutely. So slow steps, one step at a time, and again, we'll look at different services anyway, even for the future, and see which ones you want to put in the back of your brain.
Okay.
And so no children down.
No, I did. That's one of the other reasons I came. I did have an issue.
Okay, cool.
Because
No worries.
I was a mess. And
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, well, something like, you seem like a beautiful person, Sala, so don't get down on yourself with anything that's happened, or, it's, we're
Just
here
trying to
to just make you feel happier. Yeah. So if that's a concern to you, we can put you in, we can look at some different services that deal with, different sorts of trauma. And again, with the drug use, if that's still in the back of your brain, you want to do something more about it, or even speak to anyone about it, we've got plenty of services that we can put you in contact with. So again, that's all about this assessment, is like to get that confirmation, and then we can move on from there.
All right, cool.
How's that water going?
Yeah, good. Thank
Good.
you.
Oh, beauty. So again, really nice to meet you. One other thing that we'll get back to that consent again. When we do work out some services that we'd like to use, what I will do is ask you to please fill in one of these consent forms. You can see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that just gives me consent to pass information that we've spoken about onto service. For example, if you do go and see someone about any kind of trauma situation, that usually giving me consent to, and the only people who find out is the person we're dealing with at that service.
Okay, so if it's someone you recommend for me to see, you're just giving.
Yeah. And again, when you say I recommend, I'll be definitely recommending to a degree, but we'll be working together. So I'm not so much recommending, but we're going through different services to see which ones you think are most appropriate.
Yeah.
And so obviously I'll give my perspective, obviously, but everything. And I suppose these are recommendations, I suppose, to a degree, but it's more so looking at things together and you deciding whether you want to go down that line.
Just my anxiety's really bad, and I just.
Yeah, cool. So things like that. Even if we next time we meet, for example, if your anxiety's playing up and you feel like you'd prefer to meet somewhere a little less intimidating. I hope you're not feeling intimidated here, but like just to be closer to home or whatever the situation is, we can work through that as well, and come out to an arrangement. So so this is the consent form. So again, I've never ever the only time we'd ever fill this in is when we know that you feel completely confident that that's the service you want to use, and then we'll be working together to go, yeah, cool, okay, we'll send that away. And as I said, all they do is they use that for themselves to help you, and that goes nowhere past them. So it'd just be the three of us at that stage. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, cool, no, thanks. And then, so again, like it's really positive. I'm so glad you've come in here, because we can really have a good chat and work out some ways that,
It was really hard coming in here,
I
but
bet,
I
yeah,
feel a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
better now that we're
Awesome.
kind of
Yeah, very cool. And you'll come more comfortable with it, and like everything in life, ups and downs. But just always know that I'm here on your side, and
It's hard if you don't know many people.
that's right,
in your
yeah.
place.
So look, again, look, there's some other services, recreational services and stuff like that we can look into that you might be interested in, some sort of hobbies that you might want to get involved with groups, but we've got all that to go through. Again, when we do the assessment now, we'll talk about those sorts of things that your hobbies and things you like to do and stuff like that. So we'll go through all that, and then we can get started on a case plan and try and get some work out some good avenues to go down.
Okay, sounds really cool.
Cool.
Thanks, Cam.
No worries, Sal. It's really nice to meet you. So we'll get stuck into that right now.
Okay.
I will go get us some. There's a little sausages outside, so I might go and grab some sausages and I'll bring them back, and we'll just chill out and we'll get into the
Okay.
assessment. All right, cool, awesome. Ta, thank you.